Mr. Speaker, the Minister of Culture and Community Spirit has proposed a human rights policy that prevents teachers from discussing issues a parent might deem distasteful on religious grounds, without first giving notice to the parent and censoring the discussion in the meantime. The minister's defense was that the law isn't meant to be taken literally. He said, and I quote, "If you took the thing literally and ran it on its ear, we'd have anarchy." Well, I do agree with that. To the minister, if you never meant for this to be taken seriously, why are you trying to make it law and denying kids a balanced education?
The Honourable Minister.
Mr. Speaker, Alberta has one of the best educations in the world for our children, and no child is being denied a balanced education. What we have in this province is an opportunity for parents and the public to have a joint interest in making sure that every Albertan child is educated. Parents have a very strong responsibility for the education of their children. There are two areas in this province and in every other place that I know of that are particularly important to parents. That has to do with their religious values and sexual education. And it's long been the practice in this province, and I believe in most other places, that parents have the right to exempt their children from religious instruction and from sexual education. They're entitled to be advised when it's in the curriculum, and they're entitled to ask that their child be excluded.
The Honourable Member. The Honourable Member, I'm going to recognize you, but you are also the House Leader of your caucus. Would you put some mufflers on the person sitting to your right? Now proceed, please. Do your job.
Well, Mr. Speaker, I could have sworn that the Human Rights Commission was part of the Minister of Culture and Community Spirit's area. But anyway, as a part of a class discussion on current events, a young girl asked her teacher about the oppression of women in many parts of the world. This minister's new policy means a teacher would have to uncomfortably change the subject and refuse to answer the question until notice had been given to certain parents. In effect, this policy prohibits educators from using teachable moments to explain to students the values we hold dear. Why has the Minister of Culture and Community Spirit proposed policy that allows a parent who believes in the subordination of women on religious grounds to interfere with a young girl learning about her...
The Honourable Minister.
Well, Mr. Speaker, again, we have engaged in fights of fancy. What is there is we have an entrenchment of what's already in the School Act, the provisions that foster our curriculum. We are not telling teachers to do anything different than they've already done before. As the Minister of Education has eloquently stated, we are just putting into the Human Rights Act something that is already there in the School Act. And a teacher can respond to their students. They can have discussion. We are not creating the thought police. And please stop the misrepresentation of what we are actually doing.
Yep.
People are responsible.
It's okay. I've already recognized the Honourable... Boy, we're going to have an exciting debate if this bill ever gets to the House. The Honourable Member.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The Act is different than the policy. Now, a bunch of kids surround another in the schoolyard, calling him something derogatory based on his sexual orientation. The teacher intervenes, telling the kids why people are completely equal regardless of sexual orientation. Under your policy, he's just breached the Human Rights Code. Why does your government want to prohibit this teacher from teaching human rights at the very time it's most needed?
The Honourable Minister.
You know, again, we expect Albertans will be reasonable, parents are reasonable, and they have the ability to determine how their children are taught. We have protection. The Human Rights, Citizenship, Multiculturalism Act is to prevent discrimination. What you're talking about, discussions, conversations back, we're not turning anything back. I'll have the Minister of Education respond to the part.
Okay.